So Gavin Hunt came with a plan, and he suffocated them. They couldn't play and created enough pressure. Yes, deserving of Kaizer Chiefs of all 3 points.
So Kaizer Chiefs have their first victory of the campaign. It was a match that was just flabbergasting in so many senses. Ultimately, it's an own goal from Damons that secures Chiefs the goal and the 3 points.
What a marathon encounter here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Let's go straight to the individual that really shone in this matchup, Umshini. Nkosimpile, congratulations, man of the match. Hey, you had to put in quite the shift tonight, eh?
Yeah, okokuqala ngibonga ithuba siphiwe coach. Sisebenzile ngempela namhlanje bengekho easy. Kodwa I think ngabe score amagoli amaningi. So kuzomela senze sure ukuthi masiya kwenye game ama chances esatholayo sabapunish.
Yabona mawukhuluma ngethuba that you've been given, the opportunity that you've been given to play. Coach yenu Gavin Hunt, coach ethanda ukuthi idlalise abancane, those that are up and coming, and he's given you the opportunity when you didn't see too much game time previously.
Yeah, sibonga kakhulu as abancane abezayo. Into kumele siyenze ukuthi sifocus sisebenze kanzima senze sure ukuthi coach siyamjabulisa na njengoba sipha ichance.
Udlale njengomshini ngempela namhlanje. Congratulations.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
All right, so talking about the fact that coach Gavin Hunt, really a coach that likes to give the young exuberance, those younger players, an opportunity to play. Coach, I'm glad it ended this way because, man, when you look at the number of chances, you were running out of ways to describe what more you needed.
Well, tonight for the first time, I think we looked like a proper football team. It's taken a... And, I thought Jabula Plum in midfield was outstanding. And that's a difference, you know what I'm saying? We got a little bit of legs in there and got up and down. And, Ngobo, for me, I think he's a great little player. And the whole team tonight was really good. Defensively, Sia came in, and looked much better. And Zulu, I worked with him for 1 day, 2 days, left back. We've got to try and do what we have to do, and he was fantastic. So we looked like a proper team tonight, and that's the most important thing.
Where other coaches would ask for the ball to be kept a little bit more on the deck, I saw, particularly in the first half, you're asking for it to be kept up. Ariel.
Well, not really. I mean, obviously there was a lot of space because their fullbacks are really aggressive on our, on our players, and then obviously there was big spaces down the sides. So once we get the centre, I don't want to get too tactical, but once we get the centre backs turned, there's a chance, And the pitch is very greasy and very wet, so you got to be careful. But I thought, as I said, I think we look like a proper team tonight. That's, it's one game, and now let's see if we can do it next week and the week after. And that's the most important thing. We are short of certain areas, we know that, But I played the youngster out of position, and he was fantastic.
Is this the kind of momentum that you're looking for ahead of the cup encounter on the weekend, where you're looking very, very positive and the opportunities up front? That's what you want to see.
Yeah, look, we created so many opportunities tonight. Let's be honest and let's be fair. I think we hit the post a few times, and that second half, there must have been a patch of that 5 minutes where the keeper made 4 or 5 saves there. It's fantastic, But and you think it's going to be one of those games where they're going to get half a chance, but to be fair, we look really solid and much better out of possession. And I've always said, to be a good team, you've got to be the best team without the ball, and I thought we were a little bit better tonight, and that's the most important thing.
Rotating the squad. We spoke about it before kickoff. Of course, it's going to be extremely important for you throughout this particular season. Has it given you more to think about when you look at how this squad that you started with actually performed?
We can't, when we start rotating, you've got to be very careful. I think we need to get a little bit of consistency into the team. Not that we've made big changes. A few changes here and there, but we need to get more consistency into the spine of the team, and then we can go from there. You don't want to be chopping and changing. I made 5 changes, but I don't like doing that. But I thought we need a little bit of knee-jerk reaction from the weekend, and played a few people and here and there. But I thought, all in all, it was really a good performance. The team shape looks so much better, and I don't have much time, to work with them. But we look so much better, and I said we look like a proper team.
Congratulations tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Excellent stuff. All right, so finally making their account in the DSTV Premiership, Kaizer Chiefs, and they did so in style. Now, I do know that, Coach Zema, you would have looked at how your team performed in the first half, and you would have been happy with the fact that they were able to keep Kaizer Chiefs at bay.
Yeah, Carol, it's one of those games that, like I've said, this team is still a young team, a fresh team. We'll get there. You can see we did not get to the second game, and understandably so. I'm not angry with the boys. Effort, fighting,
and we know Chiefs will always be threat in the set pieces. And also, you know, with Coach Gavin Hunt, that's how they come. And yeah, they gave us hard time. They could play. They were playing their third man on the run. They could combine a bit. And I think we held them all right. We're just waiting for that moment of ours, but decision making also. And then you can see that the experience of Chiefs, whenever we try to play these young ones, they're trying to run with it, they're bouncing them off the ball. But they'll learn. I think it's a learning curve. And then, yeah, from there we'll have to go back and try to work again. And I told them that you'll lose some games, we'll win some games. And this is one of the games that we lost, and we worked hard, and they have tasted now. So I'm good. I'm happy. And yeah, of course, the other guys that are coming, the Arsenals that are coming also will beef up a bit again. But I'm happy with the performance of the guys, and especially the attitude and the hard work.
Yeah, I do know that you said that even if you get a point from this game, it's going to go a long way in terms of really giving the players the mental fortitude that they need. Do you think when you look at this result, the fact that you lost by just that goal, does it still have the same effect, that they still have the motivation that they need to keep walking?
I think so, Carol. These boys, they work hard, and I think losing 1-0 to today, it has given them another extra. Now it's the second game that we are playing, but believe me, watch this game after 4 or 5 games, they will have understood now what is needed in this level, also some of the players. So yeah, I think today there are a lot of positives that we can take from this, especially the fighting spirit one. It's very unfortunate that he got their own goal there at the end. But yeah, it's one of those things that the football gods went the other way. So yeah, no, we are happy. We'll soldier on, and then we are waiting for the next game against Maritzburg, and we'll give it our best again. Thank you.
Excellent. And talking about that next game, of course, for Chippa United, they've got so much more time, a week, in fact, to prepare for that. So he says still having the same effect that he had wanted. It's really going to fortify his team and help them to get a little bit stronger in terms of their mental fortitude. They'll be working to be a little bit more progressive up front in their next matchup.
Kaizer Chiefs are up and running in the DStv Premiership, a 1-0 victory over Chippa United. Then the record will show that it was an own goal from Damon's, but Sian Corsi, it was well worth it for Kaizer Chiefs. They played with intent, and as Gavin Hunt said, they look like a proper football team tonight.
Yeah, like we said before the game, the attitude is going to be better. So the energy levels were affected in the right way, which was very positive, which is why they kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. And I thought also as a team, they defended very well, which is very important. You know, the midfield was very intact. You know, the likes of Bloom and Barkas working very well alongside one another. Even the defense also gave nothing away. And also going forward, they kept testing and testing until they got that breakthrough. Overall, it's a good team performance. Not a perfect performance. There's a lot of things to work on. You still need to work on clean combinations around the area. Still need to work on better possession. But overall, it's good enough.
Also, another comment there from the coach coming through, Teko, was the fact that the shape was so much better tonight. What do you think it was that improved?
Look, I think what improved was the attitude today. I think they had better attitudes. Like I said in the first half, like you'd see the guys running off the ball, calmer, sacrificing themselves, your Castros. You could see the intent from Bolebo Manyama. So overall, the teams on their own, they just had that feeling that they want to play better, they want to bounce back from the defeat that they had over the weekend. But also, you need to consider the fact that being a big team like Kaizer Chiefs, you don't want to go 2 games in a row, you know, without winning any game. And you could see today that with the changes that they made, you could see the way they played as well. They played with so much intent, so much enthusiasm. And this is a team that you want to see week in, week out. But this is what you build from, the confidence that came today, especially with creating so many chances. So the goal post save, Chippa United so many goals, but you could see the intent from Kaizer Chiefs that this is the game that they wanted to win, and that's what you carry through. That's what carries you through as a team going on to the next match with the confidence that they have, with a lot of creative chances that they have. On a good day, those are the goals that gets into the goals. You can see even now, you can see the running of the ball, the intent. You see Karma carrying in the ball, trying to shoot outside the box. So this is what you're trying to do. This is what you're trying to do to actually have your Karma Bill coming back to his best. This is what he needs to try and do.
An overwhelming onslaught from Kaizer Chiefs throughout this game, actually 20 goal attempts and 10 on target. You had spoken, Dechang, about creating your own luck, about the fact that they are getting the balls into the right areas. Just tell me how this psyche works, because when you have so many chances and you're hitting the woodwork and it's just not falling for you, it's just not going in, psychologically as a player, as a team, how does that affect you?
I think it actually, for me, it actually should motivate you that you know, at least you're creating chances, and it has total dominance. And the more chances you create, I think the confidence grow with as the game goes on. And for me, you know, for players like Kama, Castro, seeing them push Manyama, you know, it's been a while since we've seen them, you know, creating chances like this, opportunities. Everything went well. I think whatever they were trying to do in a game, you know, Teko and Sia, is you could see that these players have changed, have a different mentality, you know, I mean, they hit the crossbar 3 times. For me, it just shows how these players' mentality has changed. Player management was important, and I think the game against Sundowns made a difference for them coming into this game.
Maybe also it was maybe a blessing in disguise to lose against Mamelodi Sundowns, to bring back the hunger to try and win games, because you could see there's a different mentality today, different approach, yes, different personnel on the pitch, but the mentality of the brand itself, that is Kaizer Chiefs, they came in today with an intent on trying to win the game. Hence, you could see how many chances they've created, you know, the distance that they've covered. I'll be very interested to see how much Cameroon for today. You know, it's very interesting to see that when you have that joy, that feeling that you want to run extra, you want to do more, and you push other guys to do the same way, it becomes a little bit easier to win as a team. And this is a game that they need to look back at and say, guys, we've created enough chances. We're close. We're nearly there to actually start turning things around. Then you have your free scoring team. But yet again, it had to come. At some point, it had to come the way they're playing today.
And it doesn't matter how it comes, because I think the way it came, I mean, this was bound to happen at some point. You know,
now they can have a rest because they won.
Because they were applying pressure constantly. They found a one-man wall, though, Sia. I know that Ngobo was DStv Prem Man of the Match, but there was another candidate.
Yeah, that's because they piled a lot of pressure and they worked very hard. As you can see here, Lewo, you know, getting on his bike and being available for a pass from Kama Billiard. It's not, like I said, it's not clean, but with the right attitude, you get these type of situations where second balls fall for you because you're at the right place and you're on your toes, you react early, and before the opposition, you're throwing balls into the area, set pieces also, as we can see here. It's positive because then it generates momentum, and then the confidence also rises. But at the end of the day, like we said, it was always going to come. And had it not came, and had it not got that own goal, it was still going to be enough in terms of performance to say that it is positive. We can actually build on this, because I still feel that in the first half against Mamelodi Sundowns, they applied themselves well by the mistake by Itukune. But then in the second half, things just went, the opposite direction. But overall, the team performance was good enough today.
A lot of appreciation on social media for Motwa and the saves that he made and the performance he put up tonight. Like Nodada Sihle says, Motwa appreciation tweet. Amakosi for Live says, first 3 points of the DStv Prem season for Kaizer Chiefs. We move. Love Ngobo, but the Chippa goalkeeper deserved man of the match for me. Your thoughts then on his performance?
Yeah, I mean, he pulled some great saves. I mean, he was the only guy that kept Chippa alive. And I think he deserved better today. Yes, the young boy played a very, very, very good game technically, and being played out of position to be able to put in a shift like that. But also Motwa, I think, is the guy that actually, it's unfortunate that the results went against him, but also says a lot that they also actually had to score themselves, not Kaizer Chiefs scoring, but also I think it's a good performance from Kaizer Chiefs, not taking that away from them. I think they put in a good shift today. They deserve to win today, but Motwa had a great game, and this is what you need to build on from there.
Could have been perhaps a bigger score line had it not been for Motwa. Let's go back now to PE, where Simply Carol caught up with him. Let's hear what he had to say.
Veli, what a match. I mean, you showed your intention and what it is that you can do. 11 clean sheets last season. Captain, the strong performances continue.
Yeah, what can I say? It's just that now my emotions are, I feel like crying now because we didn't deserve to lose this game. But yeah, last season it was a good season, but it's in my past now. Yeah. So now we're focusing on the new season. So I wanted to start with the clean sheet today, but I couldn't. But it's a learning curve. I think it's going to be a long run. And I think with the players, if we can lift our heads up, everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, and you're going to play an important role in that because you're the leader. You're guiding some of these youngsters in the squad. You take a look at some of the shots that you stopped, particularly in that second half. Do you really, when you look at those chances, do you really believe that you are going to escape unscathed? Look at the number of opportunities that Kaizer Chiefs was bringing in. You look at this effort and you say, because of this, you deserve to at least get a point.
Yeah, there's so many saves that I made.
Sure.
We deserve to get a point. Now, it hurts us now, and it hurts me too much. Like, how can I make too many saves and then get scored with an own goal? But anyway, it's fine. We're going to fix it. Going back to the drawing board, I think coach is going to give us some advice how we can take up the next game.
Continue the fine performances, Veli. Well done today.
Cheers.
Love that question there from Carol, saying, did you really think you deserved a point? And then showing all of those saves, all the pressure he was under. Did you think they deserved a point, Tegan?
I think, you know, when he says they didn't deserve to win, I think it's a question of more like, how long were you going to hold on for, you know? Because I think 20 chances the Chiefs created and 10 on target. You know, let's just be realistic. I think Chiefs did everything they could in today's game.
And also, let's be fair, as we take a look at the goal that separated these two sides now, it's not just as if they handed them the goal on a silver platter or the 3 points. They worked for it, and Manyama puts in a cross. That turns out to be dangerous, and that puts Damons under pressure.
He's had to work very hard to get behind the defender there and put in a very good early cross, and the awareness from him, because Kama was running across the first pole. He picked him out nicely. Unfortunately, I think he was fouled there. I don't know if the penalty was going to be given had it not ended in the back of the net. But it's a beautiful cross. Could have been a tap in for Kama. Unlucky for Damons, but when it comes in like that, then those type of things do happen. Because I thought Damons also had a very good game. For him to concede an own goal was very unfortunate. Nothing he could have done there, I think, because Nobo was also behind him. But good structured attack, also a good ball played behind by Bernard Parker.
Should we have seen a penalty, or would we have, if that didn't end up in the back of the net, Teko?
I highly doubt there would have been a penalty given because I don't think the referee was in a good position to spot that there was a foul. And but also, let's give credit in terms of the transition that Kaizer Chiefs had. You can see from the control of Lebo playing it in, and also knowing that he's not a speedy player, but he always goes there to try and create enough chances. And also, those are the kind of crosses that you want to put inside the box, where it's between the goalkeeper and the defender for people to run on. And you know, if Kama wasn't pulled back, maybe we could have touched the ball. It's unfortunate for Damon to concede a goal like that. But yet again, when you create enough chances, when you force the defenders to defend with them facing their own goals, it becomes one of those situations where anything can happen. We used to be coached a long time ago that put the ball inside the box and see what happens. Right. These are the kind of situations where the defender is forced to work an own goal because of his positioning as well is not proper. But then again, you never get those chances if you don't create them.
Exactly what Dechang said, you make your own luck. I want to read some more of your tweets. There's one that says, they said no fans allowed in the stadium, but today they allowed Akpei in the stadium. That's from King_MDZ. And I think if we look at the numbers and if we look at the stats, we'll be able to verify for you that it really was one-way traffic, Dechang.
Like I said, I mean, that's just, an amazing feat. 20 goal attempts, and for Chiefs to have those 10 on target, I mean, it says a lot. And like I said, it's the work ethic, from the players like Manyamas, your Billiards today, Ngobo as a young player, a new player coming into the Chiefs setup. For me, that's all we ask from such players. Those are big name players, and this is the occasion where you need them to rise. And I think today the Chiefs supporters will be happy with the effort they put in today's game.
And I also think we're looking at the stats as well. I think from Motor's side, it was based on emotions, on him having a great game, making so many saves, and not being able to be rewarded for that. I think that's what he was trying to say, that we actually did what we were supposed to do based according to playing against Kaizer Chiefs, which is a big side. We were supposed to actually get a draw. But looking at the stats, this is Chippa United that had 1 shot on goal, 0 on target. So therefore, Akpei's jersey doesn't need to be washed. He can use it over the weekend because he never died for anything. But also, it brings the stability again. He's back into the team. Not making a save, the team wins. So we'll see what happens over the weekend, whether they'll be able to make other changes as well. So it'll be very interesting to see.
I said before that it's going to be a process for Gavin Hunt at Kaizer Chiefs. And I think someone questioned and said, why are you giving him so much time? Why are you giving so much patience? And the truth is, it's going to have to be like that, Zia, because he can't bring in any new players. He can't revolutionize the team like that. So he has to work with what he has. And the players that he has, remember, they narrowly lost out on the league last season. He's had to change the structure. He's having to work on the mentality, probably also a little bit on the belief as well.
Yeah, well, the good thing about him is that he has a solid template as a coach, and he's shown that in his previous stints with the other teams. He won his first league title with SuperSport on his first season. So, and also I think it took 1 or 2 seasons for him to win the league at Wits. So he's the type of coach that is able to come in and influence the entire team. And you can see that because the first thing he does, he influences the attitudes of the players. And he's a coach who's brave also to be able to play someone whoever deserves to be in the lineup, which is something that you need in a team like Kaizer Chiefs. We saw now he played Akpei as a goalkeeper instead of Kune after the last week's game, and he was able to drop Gatsande and put in Blom, so, and also drop Parker as well. So he's that type of a coach. So I don't think that he's a coach that needs a lot of time. That's why I believe that even if he doesn't get to make any more signings, but he will still be able to make a season out of the squad that he has.
Yeah, and also on supporting what Sia is saying, if you look at Gavin's history, he's a coach that doesn't mind working from the ground up. With all the teams that he won the leagues with, we won everything with, it wasn't star-studded teams. He had to work himself up and to become great. And I think he's in a similar situation where he can't be able to sign players. But with what he has, he can work the team up. It's just up to the players to believe in the coach's instructions and abilities. And like Sia said, he's the coach that is able to bring the best out of the players. If with this Kaizer Chiefs squad, if you can bring out the best in the top players, your Kama, Lebo Manyama, Castro, the others will follow eventually. And that's what he's trying to do. And with today's performance, things are looking promising.
It definitely is, and I think there'll be a lot of happy fans out there tonight after what they saw. Promising indeed. Well, you guys, the two of you furthest from me, Sia and Teko, you are 2 for 2 because you called Chiefs, you called Baraka as well. So unfortunately, we're going to put Dechang on the spot now.
No, I called Chippa. I said Chippa was going to win.
You did say Chippa?
Yeah, I'm the one who got 2 out of 2.
Okay, so it's Teko who's got 2 for 2 tonight. Then Dechang's still going to be put on the spot. And tell me a little bit about bragging rights for Baraka in the derby. What did they get right tonight?
I think with the same effort, the same enthusiasm, they came into this game. I think it paid off for them. They created chances. Of course, almost in a similar way, you know, with the long balls played behind that defense, that Black Leopards defense. And I think, again, you know, we will obviously point it to the Black Leopards defense. I mean, it's just, you know, unbelievable how so many players in the box can't defend that ball, and it keeps happening over and over. But again, Baroka, as we've said, you know, they make runs. They they've been playing. We saw also in the last